activities?
Yeah. Is that cool?
Yeah, I'm great.
Let people get a chance to get in there. I'll, should I don't know if I should.
Got it. You give me the thumbs up when you want to switch to the fucking title screen, and we'll go to the title screen,
and then I'll
start the music. When it fades over, switch to your face, right?
Yeah.
And then it's a free game from there.
Alright.
Swishy. Alright.
And I gotta remember to
tell me when
silence
the
my
room's open.
computer.
It'll be open really shortly.
I wish we could play music more than
Fuck!
anything in the world.
What are you talking about?
Thanos is the Silver Man's dead.
Who?
This is the problem with Twitter is they tell you when things that are funnier. So they're
he
like,
died?
how did he die? Hold on, let's see how he died. Oh, he had a heart attack at 62. All right, I mean,
yeah, he doesn't look like he was gonna make it longer than 62.
he's probably eating bacon and shit all day and all night.
Yeah.
Right.
He's the blue guy. He got to be a meme before he died. I mean, isn't that what we're all shooting for?
Live.
Dubbed Papa Smurf.
I love that guy, man. He was just like, you know what, dude?
I can't get enough of this.
I got a skin condition. It was dermatitis. I mean, it worked.
He did?
I mean, I don't see any dermatitis. I don't know what dermatitis looks like.
That's true. It doesn't look
He
good.
also has the tobacco beard.
Stains.
Look at the beard, you can see the tobacco beard. So I'm not going to sit around here and feel bad because I think the blue man kicks ass.
He's great.
Oh, by the way, I said he kicks ass.
For folks that don't know who we're talking about right now, he is the man that took a whole bunch of silver.
Colloidal silver.
Yeah. And
which we're going to start selling soon and taking.
His skin turned blue.
Well, yeah.
We don't sell those kind of treatments.
It was an accident that his skin... Well, but if you want blue skin, let us know and we'll stock it in the store.
Yeah, if you're looking for colloidal silver, we'll carry it. We got the hookup on
Right,
everything.
your hair.
Oh,
don't forget about your hair.
I got to get a hat.
You're welcome to look like that. I like it. It makes me feel more attractive.
That's cold.
It makes me feel edgy looking, I guess, is the thing.
Yeah, this is unwashed hair without any sort of dippity-do in it.
I never see it. When we first started hanging out, you had the shaved head for a while.
Yeah.
And then by the time me and you actually started doing stuff together, you had the good hair. You were like, I'm going good hair. I hope he puts on one of those safari hats or a cowboy hat. What's up, everybody? Brett left to go get a hat because his hair was looking, I think, good. He looked like a businessman. A businessman. So I'm sitting down here in the room. What's going on, Brockton? Some dingus got mad at one of my tweets, and it's like, come on, dude. Some guy that writes for SB Nation. I was like, well, you know what? Fuck you. Is how I felt about it because I'm not edgy.
Where's Scuzzball?
Here he comes. Here he comes. Here he comes. Gumball already fucked my computer up, and now he's pissed. Now they are pissed off at me.
Hey,
and,
everybody.
So
now I look normal, right?
He's here. He's here. Take your hat off though for him, real quick.
They already saw.
No, they don't. None of these people were in here.
They weren't?
No. I mean, I will always be bald because my hair don't. Look at that.
Here's that nice
Hachi.
I need a haircut really bad.
He could go get a job as a banker tomorrow.
I'm getting a haircut.
Oh, he will.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, I know you are.
We got a show to do.
Brett fucking kicks ass because whenever we have a show to do, he just gets his. Look at his hair. Oh my god. Whenever we have a show to do, you like are so fresh.
Oh, let me do the opposite way. It's crazy.
You're so fresh to death when we do the show, and then like you also spend my wife level of time getting ready for the show too.
Right.
Where with me, because I'm slovenly, I just lay in the bed and then put my hat and boots on and leave. Oh, man. Hey, Jason, can you put back so they can see the kratom and shit in the shot? You guys got to see this setup Brett did. It looks ridiculous. This camera.
It's on.
Oh, duh.
Latency.
I'm watching it. Look at all this kratom.
This is all of our products here that we offer. I'll do a little infomercial. We actually just started carrying. So here's what I'm going to say. The best thing that we offer is isolate for $35.
Oh, my God.
You can get a gram of isolate. And you can do whatever you want with that. But a lot of people are intimidated. So my guy started making pills. So if you want CBD pills, this is like the easiest way to take it. It's not like eating an ice cream. You don't have to fucking dab it. It's just a pill.
Listen to Ron Popeil over
Right.
here. He's
I'm
doing a
telling
Ron
you.
Popeil.
You gotta do. You gotta be the skeptic then.
You know what I like that's not isolate? It's the terpsilate. Do y'all has anybody in the chat room done the terpsilate? Like, I'll eat just a little rock of that. It tastes a little, like maybe you're eating a dandelion. Is that accurate? Like it's got a real like air freshener quality to it.
It's fruity.
It's
Terpenes.
Yeah, I like the terpsilate, man, and like it's so easy to do because you only have to do the tiniest bit. You just chew on it and it's over.
Like a little rock.
I mean, you can do fancy stuff with the terpsilate, but why would you when you can just eat it? That's what I always say with kratom. People are like, so how do you guys do the kratom? And I'm like, I just mix it with fucking warm water and chug it down. I mean, I ain't trying to fucking get fancy. I did do orange juice for a period of time, though. I did mix it with orange juice, which does sort of hide the flavor, but it's like, I don't keep orange juice in the house.
Yeah.
So
I think orange juice and honey is a good combo.
Milk? Have you tried kratom milk?
Chocolate milk is good. Or if you do chocolate protein powder with kratom, it hides it pretty well.
Brockton, you can do both. I think you can smoke it too, but I usually eat it. I just eat
sprinkle it on a bowl. I mean, it reacts way faster, I think, when you inhale it. Or when you use it sublingually, like our new tincture.
Jesus Christ.
We've got the Uplift tincture here, folks. 1,000 milligrams in one bottle of tincture. There's also sleeping pills we have too. We have like melatonin in them. So all of your brain chemical adjustments that you need, we have it taken care of.
We can't turn you blue though, which is
what we
would think we want to do.
That's our next endeavor, is we're going to offer blue skin treatments.
The guy's dead, but like he died of a heart attack and a stroke. So if anybody that's a doctor in the room or will pretend to be a doctor and tell me, will silver do that to you? Because I've thought about turning blue for the past few years. My wife, I think, would like it.
It's not. I mean, it's a bigger commitment than a tattoo, I think.
Yes. Because you have to poison yourself to get it.
Sure, but that's true. It's a tough choice.
Yeah, it's like, oh, God, I want to look like that blue hillbilly, but...
I can't imagine that affected his heart, though.
Nah.
Just his skin.
They always say that eating metals is bad. Remember, you almost OD'd on one.
Magnesium?
Magnesium. Brett almost OD'd on magnesium, had to write a letter and dial 911 on his phone. It was very harrowing story. When
I was worried
me.
that I took too much magnesium, and I felt like I took too much because I thought I was going to pass out.
That's like the moment. That's one of the moments that like I really identified with you because you were feeling what my life is like most of the time. That is like just a constant.
That's true. A panic
tinge of anxiety.
Yeah.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's how I feel all the time.
Yeah. I mean, now I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, it could have been psychosomatic. But I also felt fucking crazy and had to leave the house and walk around the block to stimulate myself from not dying on the pavement.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't done that in a long time. When we used to party growing up, I would always think I was pretty close to death. Like, if we were drinking and smoking weed. And then, like, we could never just be like, we're just drinking and smoking weed. If somebody brought another drug over... we were like, oh, shit, yeah, let's do some of that, too. Didn't matter what I did earlier in the day. It was just like... I mean, I remember the first time I took painkillers. A drunk guy just walked up to me and said... This drunk guy we used to hang out with just walked up to me and was like, you want a Darvocet? And I was like, what is that? And he was like, I don't know. And I was like, fine. I just took it.
Yeah, I mean, that's how you have a good time.
Yeah,
Darvocets aren't saying yes to life.
Yeah, it is. They always tell you to say yes to life, but no to drugs. And it's like, well, what if your whole life is people offering you drugs?
Yeah, that you could try and have experiences. You could realize that electronic dance music is just your heartbeat.
Yeah, I've never been to a rave.
I've never been to a rave.
You haven't?
No.
Neither one of us have been to a rave. That's
never got
square
into
of
it.
us. We're hillbillies, though. I mean, of course we haven't.
I
been
never
to
got
a
into it.
Rave. Yeah, I've never been to a rave. Like, I've never been to an EDM show.
I have done that.
Like, I've been thinking about maybe me and you using like some of the money to go experience weird shows. Because when I saw that Joe Bonamassa thing, I was like, me and you should just fucking go to that.
You want to go see it?
I mean, it would just be a weird place to do Periscope and stuff. But I don't like guitar gods. You know what I mean? Like,
I love it. I love a virtuoso. Put someone in front of me that's really proficient at an instrument, I'll go ape shit.
I will not.
I'll leave a fan.
Yeah. No.
I'm like, I still respect him.
Who's Porter Robinson, Lars? I need to know that. Like, I'm talking like, we want to go to the Gathering of the Juggalos. I don't know if that's happening. We're going to work on it. It's next month. Joe Bonamassa is coming in November, and he's not even calling it a concert. He's calling it a guitar event, which I'm like, okay. And it just sounds like something my dad would like. You know what I mean? Like, my dad was always like, this music you like is all bad because they can't even play their instruments. And it used to drive me crazy. And I always used to feel like, I can't win this argument, man, because like Korn really isn't that good at playing guitar. And now that I'm older, I'm like, I can fuck him up, man, in this argument and say he's better at guitar than Joe Bonamassa.
Yeah.
Head and nut, monkey. They're both better. You know? Fucking this. You've seen Buckethead. See, that's not Joe Bonamassa. I'm talking about going to see a band that like lawyers go and see.
Yeah. We're doing like chromatic scales.
Yeah. I want to feel like I want to go where basically like what I want to do is go where other 40-year-old white men are.
Okay.
Right?
You want to be a part of the pack?
And just, yeah.
Let's try to fit in?
Maybe.
You're gonna drink a Bud Light? Are you gonna drink a Bud Light?
You can follow me with the camera, and I'll just keep sidling up to people and talking to them.
You don't need. Okay, so you never drink the beer. You just walk around with the beer, and you just keep raising at people. And like if someone's into it, you just roll up on them and start talking about guitar events.
I mean, like I feel like when he starts playing guitar, you know what I mean? He gets in a real fast groove. I'll bet you not a single person in that audience just goes, yeah, which is something I do no matter who I'm seeing.
Yeah, maybe. You don't know though. You're being prejudiced.
Yeah,
these are people. These are professionals that are cutting loose.
I've seen Primus, which gets close, but it's still like people are moshing.
Yeah, Primus fucking slaps, dude.
Well, it's not cool to like them anymore. So
bullshit.
Is it?
I couldn't imagine how it wouldn't be. They're like their own genre of music.
I like them. Fuck, you're talking to the.
If we're gonna bring the '90s back, Primus is coming back with it.
They should be
That's
one of the only
way
ones.
Better than Spin Doctors.
Yeah, they should be one of the only
Eagle Eye
ones.
Cherry.
Yeah, I saw them a bunch of times, but that's even not like the same. It's like
it's not. He's not showing off. He's trying to rock your world.
Maybe go where guitar teachers, like Joe Bonamassa is where 40-year-old guitar teachers are. That was like my teacher. I did guitar lessons when I was like 21, and my teacher basically just spent all of his time telling me that what I wanted to play was stupid.
That's not a good teacher.
I know. He was nice. He was just like, I mean, I can teach you how to play Killing in the Name of in like one lesson. And I was like, well, do it then, motherfucker. Shit, I'm trying to learn. Primus is 40-year-old white dude wheelhouse, but it's 40-year-old white dudes like me. I'm talking like going to something like.
I mean, they still might have mushrooms there, you know.
Yeah.
Like it's not Joe Bonamassa.
Or like who's another guy? You think I should I can't tell. They say we should go to a jam band festival. I've never been to one. Have you?
No, I've seen some, but
Brett might die at a jam band festival because
I'd be into it.
He does not turn down. He doesn't turn down drugs.
That's true. I probably would end up on way too much shit and pass out during string cheese incident.
I'll tell you what.
I saw some crazy festival where Mo is playing 3 nights in a row.
I don't even know a Mo song.
You don't know Mo?
I don't know any of their music.
You don't jam, dude.
Okay, yeah. We'll check out that Harlan County film. Does anybody have any suggestions for weird, like, events that we can go to? I mean, like, one of the most fun days ever, and it sucked because Brett wasn't there, was when me and Matt Cushbaum went to see John Taffer at that Republican Americans for Prosperity convention. And it was just so fucking weird to be there that, like, I really want to do stuff like that with Brett. And now we have the money to do that stuff. That's why Joe Bonamassa sounds interesting to me, because it's just like that. I would never see that guy. I don't even want to listen to it. I don't want to listen to the music to find out what it is, because I feel like I know what it is, you know?
Well, I don't think that's healthy. You can't just know in your mind. That's not the way to know.
Yeah.
You don't know nothing if it's just in your mind.
We're going to D.C. to protest ICE this weekend, so Electric Forest is out. But I have
Summer camp has Cypress Hill, 3 days of Mo, 3 days of Humphrey McGee,
3 days of Mo,
and 2 sets of Phil Lesh.
Where's this at?
Chillicothe.
What's the cost? What's it cost?
Illinois.
Oh.
Yeah, Chillicothe,
Hold on,
Illinois.
let me look up Chillicothe, Illinois. What's it cost? What's the pre-sale?
Listen to these names.
When is it?
Beats Antique, John Mediski's Mad Skillet. Oh, Keller Williams. That's a good show, actually.
Here's something dangerous, people. I'm going to tell you right now.
Leftover Salmon, Liquid Stranger. Ooh, Los Lobos.
Oh, I love Los Lobos.
I would be there for that. Papadocia will be there.
Okay, tell us if the people in the stream
Yonder
right now,
Mountain String Band. Yes. Sorry.
What do you guys think we should do? Like, should we check something like this out? Like, would
you
that
really
be
want to go to
something?
Bonamassa, don't you?
I want to go do something weird. We haven't done anything
we
weird.
Missed summer camp. We missed summer camp. We haven't
ghost hunted. We haven't really done anything.
We
you know
missed
what I
summer
mean?
camp.
Yeah, and even ICP is like, you know.
Yeah,
I saw him live in the past 3 years. I've seen him 3 times in the past year. Actually, I said that wrong. I'm looking up Ticketmaster right now. Riot Fest. I want to go to. Oh, they got Jerry Lee fucking Lewis.
No way,
dude. I would go see Jerry Lee Lewis like in a second. I love him. He's a bad boy. A gathering of the Street Fighters. Wrath from Angelo, we'll do a gathering of the Street Fighters, but we'll only invite really crappy bands. We'll do 3 days of Mo for that, too.
Yeah, I got to see 3 days of Mo, man. I want to know what they're going to do on the third night to really fucking turn up the heat.
Covers.
Good covers, though.
How about you give us Street Fight? We have, in the past, talked about figuring out a way to get everybody here to Columbus and doing a big giant show with all of our friends, and give us time and we might figure out a festival of some sort, but it'll be in Columbus and you'll have to travel here, and
sure,
you're traveling to Columbus when you do it. So did I ever show you that stand-up festival that is happening?
You told me.
It's like, so I was on Facebook one night, and because I do live events now, I'm always checking out what other people do for live events.
Right.
And always just every time I look at them, like, there ain't no way they're making money, or they're making tons of money on that. Those are my 2 critiques of every live event. So I looked up, I'm on Facebook, and I get an ad for some live event that's called Camping and Comedy Festival, and these comedians put together a festival to camp, like where they were gonna go out and you're gonna camp, and there's like 100 comedians. And here's
you go see 100 comedians?
I think so. And here's my issue with that. First of all, nobody's getting paid. Get your check before you show up if you're on this show, comedians.
Yeah.
It's in Bucyrus, Ohio. So it's a destination.
It is a destination. A long destination.
I get nervous even. Like, I get the shakes just thinking about putting that festival on. And it's like...
How much were tickets?
I'm going to look it up because I checked this out and I was like, well, nobody's getting paid for this.
Wouldn't you just hurt so much from laughing all day?
No, you wouldn't laugh. That's the fucking thing. That's where the issue comes in, is like you can punch yourself out with laughing.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that. Like the best comedies are an hour and a half, because when you get to the 2 hour point, you're just tired of it. You know, it's like a law of diminishing returns. And I'm looking it up. Oh, they don't have, like, I can't. How am I going to find this? Give me a second, listeners. I'm going to find this. We'll take a look at it before we start the show.
I'll give you some Bourbon Bastard premium content. So I know you all probably saw that I had some fancy whiskeys and bourbons on the Instagram. But really, what happened was someone gave me a gigantic box full of expensive whiskeys and bourbons. I would not ever pay this much in my life. But I got to say, the W.L. Weller stuff, super good. Tonight, I have Statesman, the Old Forester Statesman. I highly recommend this one. But my favorite of all time is still Blanton's.
So, all right, so you ready?
I have expensive taste.
You ready to have a panic attack?
Sure.
Live Laughs Comedy Festival, September 7th through September 9th at A&E Camp Resort, State Route 540, Bellefontaine, Ohio.
Okay.
It's 44 miles from here. Tickets are $36.34.
Do you get to camp with that? I mean, that's how much it costs to camp at a state park anyways.
It's a 3-day festival held at A&E Camp Resort in Bellefontaine. The festival will feature a total of 24 hours of comedy with over 100 comedians. National headliners featured every evening. Attendees are encouraged to camp out and enjoy the entire experience. Friday, it's Stuart Huff. Saturday, it's Donnie Baker. And Sunday, it's Rob Wilfong. 4 going, 9 interested, 1 share.
No. That's the event numbers?
Yeah, I'm having a meltdown right now even thinking about it.
I'm worried about those headliners now.
I'm feeling for them.
Well, now I'm thinking it's like, here's what I'm thinking. So you're out in the woods and you're super wasted and you have all these people just telling hilarious stories. But then you're just going to keep wanting to get super wasted. It's going to seem like just 24 hours straight of comedy, right? We're partying, right? I bought this hairy buffalo for a fucking reason, right?
Yeah.
Like, those people are going to need a fucking stick to beat that audience back into to submission. If they show up.
I would be so fucking nervous if I was performing there. Like, that is something we do turn down stuff. But, like, I would mostly do anything that people are going to bring me there and pay me to do. Like Brett and I, you know, there are obvious reasons why we wouldn't, like political reasons or just that it's dorky or something like that we wouldn't do something. But like, I would be nervous every day up to this concert because it's just one of those, like, nobody's getting, the comedians are not getting paid.
No.
You can't.
No, the genius behind all of this is going to be like, well, I put a lot of time and effort. I put the most time and effort into this waste of time.
Yeah.
What was just say it one more time. What were the responses to that Facebook event?
Okay, we have 4 going.
4, okay.
Probably the people putting the event on.
Intimate show.
Probably Stuart Huff, Donnie Baker, Rob Wilfong, and the guy that's putting it on.
Yeah.
9 are interested.
Okay. Thinking about it.
It's
30. I'm kind of tied to this $36. I might get Applebee's to go later.
And it's got 1 share.
Oh, God damn, that is bad.
And I saw this like a month ago,
Pull the ripcord. Just abort.
Yeah, I don't know if you can.
When's it happening?
It's happening September 7th and through September 9th.
Want to go sit in there with 4 other fucking people in a folding chair and listen to 100 comedians?
No. I would hate
Now you're saying no. You were open to so many experiences. You were like, we really need to do something wild that shakes things up, and you're not into this?
Have you ever like seen like one person watching a comedy show? Would you want to do that for 24 hours of that? like 4 people watching a comedy show.
Well,
for 24 hours.
Well, thank you for staying up with this. It's the 16th hour. My name is Will Fong. What was the guy's name? Don Baker. Joe Don Baker.
We got Stuart Huff, Donnie Baker, and Rob Wilfong.
Okay.
National headlining.
National headlining. Of course. I'm just worried about them, though. I really think they're going to be underwater.
Rose said if all the comedians bail, they're going to make us perform if we go.
Oh, yeah. They're like, oh, we have open mic, I guess. Open mic camping. Street Fight Radio shows up, does a fucking 16-hour live stream that absolutely kills. We do it for the internet. We don't do it for the 2 organizers that are there.
You know what I would do, though? For real? Like one night of camping and then like a theme where comics come and tell stories around a fire.
Sure. But you got to remember a lot of people, though.
Why do you need that many people if you got like 10, 15 comedians, or maybe 5 to 10 comedians?
People that you could trust to get in an orgy with later.
Well, I don't want to have an orgy at it.
Well, that would be a big draw.
We charge our ticket price to get in. Let's say for 5 to 10 comedians, we charge the minimum where we all get paid.
Sure.
Right? And then you pay for camping, and we just hang out and party, and it's a really loose environment. Where like maybe there's a campfire and there's a stage and you're just standing up there and you're doing like scary story themed stuff.
Okay.
Like that is something.
And maybe you could also buy CBD pills off of me with my square and other merch.
Yeah. So I just feel like that would be a thing.
Okay.
Right? That would be something that I would be interested in doing and going to. You know,
but you would drive home though. You wouldn't be sleeping there. It would just be like a gig for you.
Well, if I did it, I would make us rent a camper,
right?
That only me and you are allowed in.
Okay. What about our wives? Minivan.
They're not coming.
Sleeping in the minivan.
They can sleep in a tent. They love camping, right?
Yes.
Oh, I love. Well, okay, one for each of us. God, maybe we could do something. I would do something like that, dude. I might even camp, really. Well, I mean, we'll get a campground that has a hotel within like 10, 15 miles. How's that sound? Then I'll go stay at a hotel.
I'll get up. I'll make oatmeal for everybody, and then we can expect you around 2:30 p.m. Show up bright-eyed and bushy-tailed with a cold brew coffee that you paid $7 for.
Yeah, that's the plan, right?
Okay, sounds great.
I mean, people would be excited. People would be like, "Oh, it's really cool. I get to like hang out with Brett and not Brian."
Brian really is that selfish.
Like, this is a cool, novel experience, and then I come rolling in there in my clean clothes,
right?
Freshly showered. Oh my god,
that's the way to do it.
What a terrifying event. Right.
Ready to do the show?
I mean, like, I was worried about the Canna Carnival, but it ended up being really fun. You know what I mean? It probably wasn't the best attended thing.
Yeah.
But it ended up being really fun. And maybe this comedy thing's going to be fun, but the graphic design for it, I mean, doesn't lead me to believe that. I don't know if you can see it on my phone if I hold it up to the camera. Like, it doesn't instill confidence in me. Look at that graphic design.
That looks like a Fiverr graphic.
Yeah.
That looks like someone paid for that on Fiverr.
Oh, they're not seeing it. Jason,
they see it. They got it. There's
just they see it. Yeah.
There's a delay.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of latency.
Yeah, that doesn't instill confidence. That graphic design sounds scary. I don't know how they started a Canna Carnival. It was wild. If it's legal there, you can do it. I mean, it was really just a bunch of bands and a few carnival rides, and then there was like this roped off section because Michigan's a medical marijuana state. There was like this roped off section with just vendors doing all kinds of like, it was awesome. The vendors were really cool. They were like, "So you announce for $35." Like free dabs. Everybody come by and have a free dab.
I got a lot of free dabs.
They're doing free dabs.
I got a free like 90% pure THC isolate.
Yeah. It was fun, man. I don't know. I wish they could do that again, but I don't know if.
Yeah, times are changing.
Boba Flex had to play in front of a camper because the stage people packed up and left because they weren't getting paid. So
Yeah.
we didn't get paid, but
Yeah.
we were all so happy when we left. We were like,
Yeah, I got
"Fuck
paid.
it." Yeah.
I got paid when we shuttled about $600 worth of marijuana products back to Columbus.
Yeah, I mean, we got paid. I mean, like, my wife loved that fucking thing. It was one of the best weekends ever. She still talks about it. It was Mother's Day.
It was Mother's Day
She's
weekend.
like, that was my favorite Mother's Day. And I'm like, no shit, man. It was fun.
Yeah, we crushed it.
We had a lot of fun.
Marijuana popcorns, treats, candies.
And we got a hotel room instead of camping.
True. We also had a hotel room instead of Nick Hayes, our video guy, slept in the car. That's where he was. First guy, he met us there.
That's how he became the video guy, is like the dude. I met him. This is funny because we met him and Brett was like, what do you think? And I was like, I mean, he wasn't around very much and he was pretty cool. And then the next time he came with, which show did he come with us to?
The first show he did with us?
Yeah, he came on the road with us for a show and it was he's the best.
Was it New York?
I think the first show he did with us might have been Chicago, maybe. New York was not. We got kicked out of the hotel room in New York.
Yeah, yeah.
I think he might have went with us to Chicago or something like that. But it was just like, he takes care of everything and he never bothers me. Like this dude has like a sixth sense about how to deal with me. And that's a hard thing to get if you're not. I mean, Brett is the only other person. Brett and my wife are the only two people that know how to actually live around me and deal with me.
You want to hit that before we go? All right, I'm gonna repack it real quick.
A cruise.
Yeah, it was crazy because he would when I was talking to my wife, he would just walk away and like to not listen to what we were talking about, and I was like, this guy is fucking awesome.
You should check out his things too. It's called Means TV.
It's gonna go down. I mean, it's happening later this year. I talk to him still pretty regularly, but he's trying to put together some sort of live video platform, and he has access to a lot of stuff, and he has a lot of people working for him. So, and Street Fight is going to end up being on his platform, but
right, he has a lot. He has access to like all of us. Is the thing.
Well,
like if any of the Chapo guys, the Sam's, he has access to all of us and more people. So if following us on video is going to be,
dude, he has access. He owns the original Nyan Cat video now.
What's that?
The little Pop-Tart cat that had the rainbow behind it that like went on for hours. There's some anime song playing behind it.
I don't know what it is, but that's cool that he owns it.
Yeah. He bought the YouTube channel and he's going to start like putting socialist propaganda into it because like 600,000 fucking people subscribe to it. So he can start putting in like some of the interviews that he's done with candidates in Detroit and everything. It's going to be awesome.
Brockton TJ, Street Fight Cruise is, first of all, my nightmare, but secondly, a great idea. And I would love to do it. Not really, but I would do it, is what I'm saying. I've never been on a cruise, and a cruise with listeners sounds like the best way to get me on a cruise. Because the listeners like me, generally.
Well, and the people that go to cruises are... People that normally go on cruises are horrible.
I've never been... Oh, Row F said a cruise, but only if it's on Brian's boat. I'm getting a boat. Don't you worry about that. I saw a Winnebago Sunday night while we were recording. When we were doing a call-in show, like a Winnebago popped up on my Facebook feed.
Right.
It was $3,000. And it looked nice as hell. And I was just like, man, $3,000 seems like I could figure $3,000 out.
I can make payments on that.
Yeah.
That seems like it'd be affordable payments.
Yeah. I'd love a Winnebago, dude.
Really?
I think my wife and I talk to her about it all the time. I'm like, when this kid graduates, let's fucking unmoor ourselves. Like, let's not have a house. Let's just fucking go places and dick around all over the country, you know? Mostly probably just sleep in Brett's driveway. But then also...
Like, hey, man, I'm just waiting a couple days for the Patreon money to come in, and I got no place to park this goddamn thing without the cops up my ass.
Yeah. We should go to Sealand. Is that thing still around? Remember Sealand? Do a street fight party at Sealand? It's like a thing sticking out of the ocean that like had no laws. It was like a big deal when I was like a teenager. It was like everybody's dream was to go to Sealand, I think is what it was called. And I was always like, I gotta go there, man. And you know what's really sad about why I wanted to go there? I was like, I could finally smoke a joint in peace without the police bothering me.
Right.
You know, you're 17. It didn't look like it was ever fucking happening.
Yeah, they seem pretty content on keeping it under wraps.
All right, you ready?
1 minute. I gotta go pee.
Take your time, man. I'm having fun.
Jason's getting killed over there. Here, put the camera on me. Put it on my shot here. We're smoking. Well, this is a tiny butt. I'm about to.
We're coming to Hollywood. We're gonna.
That's that platinum cookies. Favorite weed strains.
Dollywood. We want to go, but our families won't go.
Yeah, for some reason they were all like, "Why do you got a Dowling?"
Yeah, me and Brett wanted to go, but me and Brett just going alone seems odd.
I'd do it.
I mean,
I'd ride the Tunnel of Love with you.
We're fun dudes. We have fun when we're together, so we could, but it's an amusement park. I don't
We'll
ride
make
rides.
our families go. I'm gonna force them to go.
I mean, if we figure out how to pay for them, then they'll definitely go. You know.
Someone said, "What about Hollywood?" Well,
They meant Dollywood. We are getting there. I promise we're getting there. It's gonna happen. Right under the Hollywood side.
Wizard Punch, a ball of keef with bud. Okay.
I wish I could show y'all my weed, but I just brought a bunch of grinded up shit in my nasty scrungy grinder. But I'll show you my scrungy grinder if you'd like. You want to show them my scrungy grinder? Here. It's scrungy. And, oh, wait, there is some weed in here. Hold on. A little doo-doo here. A little doo-doo bud. I don't know what it is. It's a while old. I got a bunch of free drugs, and now I'm reaching back into the stuff last time I paid for it in January. So... that's what I got. I think it might be... what was the diamond stuff you had?
Diamond Kush.
It's Diamond Kush, I think. Maybe. I don't know. I bought it from Brett. No, I want to go to Hollywood, dude. I've always wanted to go to Hollywood, Jason. It's my dream.
Holly Weird.
I want to go there, and I want to play the Whiskey A Go-Go.
I just want to get a drink in the Viper Room.
Get a Pink's hot dog, man. Go to the Hollywood Walk of Fame and hang out with a motherfucking Elmo.
All right.
I'm hanging with the Elmo.
Hanging out with Elmo. And Superman.
If I go crazy, then will you still call me Elmo?
You still call me Elmo.
We gotta get a gummy ball in here.
Get all this out.
Somebody's yelling at me because I flush the toilet when I'm sitting on it still, and it's like, I don't want to see my dookies, man. And they're like, you get poop particles on your butt. And I'm like, there's poop all over my butt, dude. That's where the poop comes from. You know?
Yeah, that's why we wear butt now.
Oh, I can answer a question here, finally. People are always asking us what song we play. And Brett plays all the songs except for on the call-in show. So, like, now somebody's asking for one of the ones I played, and now I get to tell them. There's a hole in Daddy's arm where all the money goes.
Can we get Scumball in here?
Jesus Christ died for nothing, I suppose.
What are you doing?
Folks,
Can you say hi?
I will never stop flushing the toilet while I'm sitting on it.
Is it a good shot? You see Gumball?
Yeah.
In all their glory? little fancy cat here.
Fucking gumball. Y'all should see the trick I was doing with a monopod earlier. I mean, it's too late now. We can't get it in the shot, but it was pretty fucking cool.
Flushing while shitting cools off your ass.
Thank you. Thank you.
It does. That's true, actually.
Cool ass, okay? That's what I've been trying to get.
Well, plus, if you got something that just smells like a horse massacre going on, you just get rid of it quick.
People always worried, I have issues with the bathroom too. I understand. We all have issues with the bathroom. But I don't worry as much about grossness. I've been really discovering that about myself lately. Mm-hmm. I just don't worry about what's gross. Like a hair in food.
Yeah.
I'm just I'll just pick the fucking hair out of the food and eat the food. I don't really care that much.
Sure.
I don't want a fingernail, but I don't even think I'd be bothered by a fingernail as long as I caught it before I ate it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't do anything.
Maybe that's why people are freaking out, because they're saying when they find the hair in their food and they're about to pick it out, they're like, what if I would have ate that?
Yeah, but I mean, nothing. You would have just broken it down in your body.
I got hair all over me. I live with 2 women with long hair. There's always hair.
I've never been grossed out by stuff like that. Like I said, I've picked up poop before, so it's not a problem with me.
Yeah. I don't pick up poop, but
you need to work up to picking up poop. Try poop in the sink, and then pick it up and transfer to the toilet as a test.
So gross. So gross. I'm grossing out from the doo-doo talk. Golly. All right. You ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready to do this thing.
All right. We're going.
All right. You ready? Hey, Street Fighters. Is it playing twice? I'm hearing it twice in my headphones because I'm listening to the live stream. Hey, folks, we are doing a live stream right now on YouTube. If you want to hear it, you can sign up over on patreon.com. If you're donating $5 or more, once again, $8 gets you that physical zine. So as long as you're doing that, you can watch the live stream of the show. Thank you for tuning in. This is Street Fight Radio. My name is Brett Payne. My co-host is Brian Quinby. We're here every single week to spread dissent and disruption all across the flat earth. We want everybody to stand up for themselves and stop letting the upper crust from taking everything from us. So thank you for being here. If you're interested in that, I know that we had a big moment with someone getting elected in New York City, and so it's spreading. People are ready to take care of each other and think about things in a different way. Thank you, social media, for fucking it all up for everybody. We have been doing this for 7 years now. We started back during Obama. We were trying to tell you the United States fucking sucked. No one really believed it. Now that Trump is here, we're all in the same bandwagon and ready to restructure the way that things are. So it begins with a simple podcast coming from the heart of it all, Columbus, Ohio. And now we move forward into complete domination of the ruling class. Right? Pretty much?
Yeah.
And also just laugh about poop, which is what we were doing before we started the show.
Yeah, that was gross. So when we do the feed, people get me talking gross. And then we come onto the show and we do the real show. And it's like, you know what I just saw? As you were doing your intro, that really bothered me.
What's that?
I was scrolling through our feed and somebody posted
a dead body,
a motorcycle, but that floats in the air.
Yeah, the drone one. Yeah,
and I was like, oh, dude, I would love one of those. And I found out they're only making them for the cops.
Yeah, it's like United Arab Emirates or Dubai or something.
Yeah.
Police are going to have flying through the air drones now.
Yeah. Actually,
Droner cycles.
Yeah. Gwen had the most, like, woke thought yesterday. Or, like, street fight. It's definitely a street fight thought. We were talking about flying cars and how I said flying cars would kick ass. I was like, flying cars would be cool, you know. Then we could, you know, fly home and stuff. She was like, if we have flying cars, only rich people would have them. And I'm like,
well,
damn,
eventually
you're right.
we'd get them.
They
Some
get
of
a
the
Tesla.
Once they got like intergalactic travel, they'd let us have flying cars, maybe.
Yeah, they'd trade in their Teslas and just get a flying car, and we'd be stuck with their Teslas.
We get a bunch of used Teslas.
Yeah, Tesla lighting on fire while we're driving it because the battery's wild.
Matcha latte stains all over the inside.
Yeah, so I hate how like the military and cops get all the they get the first crack at everything.
Yeah, I know. All the science goes to that when we could be doing like cool shit with science instead of like figuring out how to obliterate people with science.
So can we mount a gun to it and maybe some pepper spray and one of those LRAD noise machines?
Yeah, I really like those Boston Dynamics, those robot people, but then when I think about putting a gun or a bomb on it, it's like I don't like those things anymore, you know?
Yeah.
No thank you, robot.
Yeah.
No thank you, killer robot.
And people are always
you gotta do it with your bare hands, you're gonna kill somebody.
Yeah, people are always like the joke about like the robots rising against us. I'm like, I just turn the fucking thing off. But what I think about it is like the only reason they're making robots is to like kill people. It feels like half the time.
That's the cutting edge tech.
Like, why can't the first robots be for like doing surgery and stuff? Like, wouldn't that be the cooler thing to do?
Nobody wants to give up their BMW sports coupe.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I like robots. I'm a big robot booster. I'm a robot guy, man. I used to like BattleBots.
Okay.
It was a television show that I truly enjoyed.
I was really into that.
I did. I like Johnny Five.
Did you have like an erector set at all?
I did. I had an erector set.
How'd you do?
You know,
make anything interesting?
Made a crane.
Okay.
I just followed the directions and made the things the directions said. Erector sets didn't really have many options, really.
There was a lot of freedom.
I didn't feel like it. I felt like you could either like follow the directions and make like a crane or a robot, which my set didn't have enough of the pieces to make the robot.
Yeah, you were hindered.
I was hindered by the I mean, I had a pretty big set, but I think I had the medium size one, which is such a straight up parent thing. My parents generally went medium. I go large all the time because I remember what it's like to be a kid and wanting an enormous thing, you know?
Yeah, agreed.
But I don't even remember asking for an erector set, but I got it and I was really excited about it. And I did play with it. I just didn't.
My erector set was a Kinex. Remember those things?
Yeah, the hip one.
Yeah, multicolored neon, plastic, snappity snap. I got a billion of them and used to get them from garage sales. But I never got to build I always wanted the Ferris wheel more than anything in the world.
I always wanted the robot.
That thing was like magic to me.
I just always wanted I wanted the robot from Rocky IV.
Yeah, that was a cool robot. I mean, that's a robot we all were dreaming of.
I love that goddamn
Bring
robot.
you drinks and shit.
Yeah, I think that's all it really did. Oh, so we got to do some news, Brett. Have you been keeping up with this tariff stuff? Because I have been. I don't understand it that well. Like, it's not something that I'm overly studied on or anything, but I started paying attention because I saw actually 2 articles, and so I want to start with I'm
trying to remember that one I read today.
Here's the first one I read today. This is where I first learned about this. Jack Daniel's Tennessee whiskey prices will rise in the European Union due to the member country's new 25% tariff on imported U.S. whiskey. So they're going to make it expensive over there in Europe so they can't have their American parties.
They're shutting down American imports now?
Well, everything costs more because Trump is putting a tax on anything that you export out of the country.
Okay.
Or maybe it's anything that they bring here. Because I saw this other story too. Harley Davidson is moving some production overseas in response to President Trump's actions on trade, and as a result, they become the latest target of Tweeter-in-Chief's ire. So Trump's pissed off at Harley Davidson. So Harley Davidson, of course, wants to sell motorcycles to people in Europe because
that's only people that think that shit's cool still.
Yeah.
Besides Joe Bonamassa concert goers.
Yeah, Jay Leno.
Yeah.
The Bikers for Trump, right?
Yeah, are they Harley? Yeah, I mean, there's no other choice. They're not on Triumphs or Indians or anything like that.
Oh, those are also motorcycles.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I thought everybody wanted, in the end, I thought everybody wanted a Harley
You're
Davidson.
right. I mean, if you're a biker for Trump, I don't think you'd ride anything but a Harley.
No, because it's a status symbol for them. They're like, oh, well, not anymore. They're going to have to light their Harleys on fire now.
Yeah, even though I'm a big fan of the 70s, like Kawasaki's that they had in all those movies, like Mad Max and shit. That there was, I think it was like the KZ1000 was this just very minimalist motorcycle that just went real fucking fast. You know,
I liked I mean, I was a big fan of the Ninja.
No plastic. You like I don't like those.
I mean, they look.
I've never
so
been
cool.
into them. They're so loud.
They're not
you can
that
put
loud.
you can put neon on them. They're super loud. You know, everybody scream by you on those things.
Yeah, but they're not as loud as like a Harley.
No, they're right. No,
and I hate that noise.
I love that noise.
Ugh, shut up.
Let's let them know you're there.
Yeah, I feel
People
like
don't pay attention.
I feel like a lot of the older Trump guys though have moved on to like trikes.
Yeah,
like those,
T-Rex.
Those slingshot, is that what they're
Yeah,
called?
slingshot.
With the two wheels on the back,
yeah.
Because you can like.
I have seen a lot of those.
Yeah, it's a ton. You can sit so comfortably in it.
Right. It's easier on the lumbar.
Yeah. My dad used to always tell me, like, you know, you can talk all you want about those ninjas and those katanas, but the real best motorcycle you can get is a Honda Goldwing.
Yeah.
And I was like, ugh.
Luxury vehicle.
I looked it up and I was like, that's not the best. That is the exact motorcycle that when you're driving it, you listen to Life is a Highway on. That's the motorcycle that the song Life is a Highway was written about, is the Honda Goldwing.
Yeah.
So Trump tweeted this at Harley Davidson, which I don't usually cover Trump's tweets, as you might know, but it like really like highlights the weirdest thing about the guy. Harley Davidson should stay 100% in America with the people that got you your success. I've done so much for you, and then other companies are coming back where they belong. We won't forget, and neither will your customers or your now very happy competitors. That's the president, dude.
Weird. I've done so much for you.
I've been fucking doing a lot for Harley Davidson. I'm Donald J. Trump, you know?
Yeah.
I've been a huge booster of Harley Davidson in the past. Like,
I do poker runs all the time, folks.
He's never ridden a motorcycle.
He's never done a
his
poker
life.
run.
He's never ridden a motorcycle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ever. What are they going to do? What are the bikers going to... I guess they'll just get an Indian, as you said. Or what's the other one?
Triumph.
They'll just get one of those.
I don't know what's left.
I have a theory about it.
Is there a Kickstarter motorcycle? Or like a hate starter, whatever they use, right wing shit?
For some reason, when I read that first story from The Hill about the Jack Daniels, I thought it was going to be more expensive here. And I was like, oh, shit. But that's just Europe. And it's like, well, I don't really care.
So someone explained in the chat that this is really like a petty thing. Like, he said, basically, you want to sell in America, you're going to pay the price. And they were like, okay, we'll just do that back to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so they are charging, to get your Levi's and your whiskey, right?
Yeah. Nothing's made here,
get your
is
Jordans.
Is anything made here? Does it still count if it's made in China?
I think some Chippewa boots are made here, maybe.
Yeah, you can't get your Red Wing boots here.
There's some Woolrich stuff is still made here. Nothing else.
Yeah.
Marine layer.
Oh, NPR did report that there are people at the company with misgivings about Trump's policy, but all of the workers we talked to thought Trump is doing the right thing.
I mean, but Harley Davidson is doing the right thing too. It's just like, if it's going to save you money to move over to Europe, that's what you got to do for fucking business, right?
Yeah.
If you got to sell CBD pills like it's a fucking as seen on TV commercial, that's just what you got to do.
Yeah. I mean, after all I've done for you,
After all I've done for you.
Davidson, you turn around and you do this to me.
I took a Harley Davidson Fat Boy to every meeting during the summer months.
Do you think he's ever ridden a motorcycle?
Hell no.
Like, I feel like he's never done anything cool in his life. Like, that's one of the things I think about him a lot. Is like,
ridden a motorcycle? No.
He's just ridden a Rascal. Remember when he rode that Rascal when everybody else was walking?
No.
Like, all the world leaders were like, we're gonna do this. We're gonna walk to this thing, and he was like, I ain't walking that far, and he just jumped on a Rascal and took off. Yeah.
Okay.
His diet is worse than mine, which is a feat. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, he wouldn't ride. He had to ride a Rascal, which is, I mean, fine. If you need to ride a Rascal,
yeah,
that's
if they're
fine,
available, I'll take one.
He's a power guy. You know, he's like, oh, I'm fucking a powerful guy.
Yeah, I feel like he's just ridden a desk chair. I can't imagine him.
No, he's just done business all his life. Just a businessman. A bad businessman.
Yeah, he is terrible at business.
Oh, man. So I saw this. Columbus has a couple of pretty bad laws coming up. I think we might have to go to work.
What do you mean?
Fighting in Columbus again. Have you seen? So I want to.
I have a law I want to get to after we're done with this too.
So I want to go to the first Ohio law that passed, and this is I called it the Ohio Trans Bill, which is probably not the way to talk about it. But
transportation?
No. Ohio House Bill 658 had its first hearing before the Community and Family Advancement Committee on Wednesday after being introduced back in mid-May. The bill was sponsored by Republican Representatives Tom Brinkman and Paul Zeltwanger.
Nice name, Zeltwanger.
Hey, Zeltwanger, what's going on?
You like it when I zelt you into wanger like that?
If the bill becomes law, it would grant Ohio parents, guardians, and legal custodians the right to withhold treatment for their child's gender dysphoria if they're under the age of 18. It would also require government agencies and schools to immediately notify a child's parents or guardians in writing if they exhibit any symptoms of gender dysphoria.
Yeah.
It additionally prevents government agencies and schools from providing any treatment, including counseling and therapy, for gender dysphoria without written consent from the child's parents or guardian. Any government agency or entity who provides treatment for gender dysphoria without written consent will be charged with a 4th-degree felony.
All right.
So this is bad. Like, this is a.
It's not helping. It's not helping kids that are going to be in a fucked up situation if their parents find out. You know.
Right. Yeah. And like, a lot of parents can be pretty hard on gender dysphoria still.
Be homeless because of this shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Kids will get kicked out of their house for this, and like, or run away, which is a perfectly reasonable thing if your parents are. If
right,
your parents
shitheads.
are, you know, I mean,
quiverful people or whatever.
Do you think these guys understand that people's parents are shitheads? Like, do they even in their mind think about the fact that some people's parents fucking suck, and that, like, you're really just, all you're doing is setting somebody up to abuse their child. That is all you're doing. There's not a good thing about this.
I don't know. I mean, I don't see the government needing to force the conversation.
That's the thing. If a teacher wants, like, because now they've made it so if a teacher if a kid feels comfortable coming to a teacher and talking about issues that they might have it with if they have gender dysphoria and they have it, this is basically like, if you go to your teacher and tell your teacher that your parents are hitting you, then your teacher has to inform your parents that you told them that.
Right.
Like, this is the same thing to me. This is like not much of a difference from that, because this will lead to bad things.
Well, it's not in the best interest of the person, really, which is what we should be. I mean, I don't like governance in any sort of fucking way, because this is the type of shit they do. But it should be towards bettering that person's life, and having confidentiality is something that I think we should all be allowed to make those decisions amongst ourselves without the government weighing in on it. You know?
This is not something. What I guess what you're saying, this isn't something that needs to be done.
No,
this is
no,
something
this
that
isn't,
doesn't have to happen.
Yeah, we aren't solving a problem here. This doesn't solve anything. You know, like this doesn't do anything.
So our legislation makes clear that all government entities, including schools, courts, hospitals, and child placement agencies, must inform all parents or guardians when a child expresses symptoms of gender dysphoria and obtain permission before engaging in any gender dysphoria treatment program or therapy.
See, I mean, and you know, I'm not a teacher. I'm just a old person that smokes weed around young people, and then tries to tell them about the world. But I mean, I've said to kid before that like, you are your own person once you're 18 and you can leave this situation, but you're not. I mean, like you said, run away is an option, but ride out the storm until you can get away is really what a lot of people are dealing with.
Right.
And this is coming from me. I literally turned 18 and left in the middle of the night without informing my parents for years. I didn't talk to them for years.
Yeah, I was gone by the time I was 20, and I left in like a huff and never came back.
Yeah.
You know?
And I wasn't dealing with any sort of the level of what, you know, could potentially be happening in this situation.
That's the thing. You're
But there's like, this is what they're missing. This is the people making this time. This is what the law is always made with, this like golden virtue in mind. They have this idea of perfect morality in their mind where you would, you know, and this is what they're governing from, and it's just not based on reality, you know?
No. We have also included penalties for government agents who violate these requirements to emphasize the importance of parental involvement in life-altering gender dysphoria treatment. Additionally, a parent's refusal to engage in some forms of treatment may not be used against the parent in determining the allocation of parental rights in a child custody disputes. So that, like, if the mother is okay with it and the father's not okay with it, that's not used. That can't be used in judging who goes.
Right. It just has to be like, yeah.
Part of me is like, well, maybe the judge will exercise discretion, but like, I don't have any reason to believe
it's a fucking
that.
dice roll. I've never met a judge I fucking liked
or trusted.
Or thought was like making reasonable choices.
I don't trust any sort of a
judgments.
Judge. No.
They're the worst. They just seem bad at judging.
Brinkman has said that the legislation is in response to a case earlier this year when an Ohio judge removed custody from a 17-year-old boy's parents who were preventing their son from transitioning despite his being diagnosed with gender dysphoria, depression, and anxiety. I mean, do you think maybe that one could be okay, I am a person who who sees myself as one way, and my parents don't see myself as that way.
Oh no.
And I can't be the person that I think I am, and I'm being asked to be a person that I am not. You know, like that's the thing that like you don't I as just a straight guy talking about this stuff, like it's something that like you never even think about, like the fact that like it's not just like they tell you that you can't be who you are. They tell you that you need to be something else.
Right.
That you're not. And that's the part that's really heartbreaking to me, to a kid. Like just telling somebody who's 16 or 17 that like being who you are is bad or gross or not right is like it breaks my heart. It really fucking breaks my heart. Like I don't know how you could think that you're protecting your kid if you do something like this. The parents instead
maybe from the flames of Jesus's hellfire.
Sure. The parents instead wanted him to undergo Christian counseling to determine the cause of his gender dysphoria.
Oh, God. See, yeah, once again, like I'd like to have a conversation, but not a conversion conversation.
Or yeah, you can have a conversation. You can talk. I mean,
my
kid
wouldn't be. Once again, my kid would tell me. My kid would just say it.
Well, I don't think it would become an issue.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. She would just say it to me.
Yeah, or she might. Or you just things gradually could also happen.
Sure,
too,
sure.
As they get older and older, and it's just who they are. Like it's not that necessary to figure out somebody's gender. It's not, to me.
Yeah.
I don't see that as very necessary. I think it's fine to like understand like what are traditional gender roles. But like I mean something that really I like to see people taking on whatever roles that they think they are and not following what traditional. Nothing else traditional is good. Everything traditional fucking sucks.
True.
So, but we're talking to people who think that traditional is just a synonym for really good stuff that always was great.
The way it was. Yeah, the best we can do.
Yeah. And Judge Sylvia Sieve Hendon awarded legal custody to the 17-year-old's teen's maternal grandparents who were in support of his transition and allowed him to receive hormone replacement therapy. The judge also called upon legislators to enact laws that would give transgender minors more legal rights. So what did the Republicans in Columbus, Ohio decide to do? Maybe enact some laws that give transgendered minors less legal rights.
They are good at that.
They weren't like putting the kid, they were giving custody to a kid's grandparents whose parents were abusive to him or her or them. They were abusive is what I'm trying to say. Like that's abuse to me. And right. Like, especially the Christian therapy. Like, what is this fucking idiot Christian guy who, like, what does he know about fucking anything? And he's gonna diagnose what is causing something that's not really even a fucking problem?
He knows about the good book, my man.
He's read one book. He has read one book.
He has read one book a lot.
A bunch of times.
He has a reading group for one book that he's done for his whole life.
Like, you can say that you understand a book, but you don't fucking understand a book the way that they understand the Bible. We need to find somebody in the city that is following that. We should put a call out to anybody who follows this sort of news. I would love you to call in and talk. I'll do a third show with you because I don't want to like, you don't want to ask somebody I don't want to ask somebody out of nowhere to be like, will you be the person that calls in and is trans for me? I want to get somebody that knows about the issues and that is passionate about talking about it, because this, to me, like, I can only see this as like government sanctioned abuse. Like, that's the only way I can see this as. Like, this is a really, really bad idea.
Yeah, I mean, the people, yeah, you're just forcing it to happen. You're forcing a conversation that probably shouldn't happen with some people, you know?
Yeah. Vulnerable people, too,
yeah.
By the way. I mean, not even just vulnerable because they're experiencing gender dysphoria, but maybe even vulnerable just because they're minors. Like, it's so fucking hard to be a teen. It's so hard to be 17 years old, no matter how old, no matter who you are. And just... listen, you should know better, parents. Parents should fucking know better, Brett. That, like, we keep going through, like, I feel like, for me, it's been very easy for me to be, like, open to everything. Like, nothing my daughter's ever said she has depressed me or made me feel like I needed to get her counseling, you know? And that's because I love her. And, like, I want her to be the ultimate version of Gwen. You know what I mean? Like, whatever the ultimate version of Gwen is, that's what I want her to be. I don't have something in my mind that she is supposed to be.
Right. For sure. No, I mean, I just don't, that's just not where a lot of people are at, though. I mean, that's like cutting edge.
That's
mean, not the regular.
That to me just feels like love. Like, that feels like the definition of. This is gonna sound so corny, but it really does sound like the definition of love and family to me. I'm like feeling choked up just thinking about it. It really fucking disturbs me that something like I can't imagine what it must be like to be somebody that's, you know, gonna have to deal with this type of law, because these fucking idiot men can't figure out how to just let people be who they are.
Yeah, and I mean, and like, imagine a teacher catching a charge for this.
Yeah. Well, you know, the hope is like that, like I said, like, we have you. It sucks that they're making people operate in the shadows. It's a lot like the drug war, because I know teachers, and I know like that they're not just gonna not do it. Like most teachers, there are gonna be some that won't do it because they're chicken shit. But I think most teachers will take the risk to help somebody, because if your parents aren't helping you, then who is? It's the same way like I learned about sex or whatever. I didn't learn that from my parents. I learned it from a bunch of fucking idiots that were my age. And like that's why I had really unhealthy views of what sex was supposed to be, and other than like, the obvious things of like living in a patriarchy. I mean, nobody ever talked to me about like any of my parents didn't talk to me about any of it.
They didn't tell you got to make the woman come.
No, I mean that's cutting edge. Out there these days, for real.
No, that's all it is though. It's got to be 50-50. Like we both got to go. We both got to go.
I agree with that. Like I'm always like, I got to do what I got to do to make that happen, but I'm not going to make mine happen without making that happen.
Right.
That's just important to me. Sorry to say this on the show.
It's chivalrous.
Brett always makes you
toxic masculinity.
Brett always brings it back. So that story, like I said, if anybody knows like a trans rights activist,
we got to burn down the churches, man.
I hate them.
They're awful,
dude.
They're fucking awful. It just makes people so self-righteous and convinced that they know how everyone else should be living.
Right.
Or that they have the secret ingredients to how life happens.
Yeah, and you can't do it any other way.
Right.
That's the fucking thing, man. Like, if a person figures it out, if you want to do fucking plexus all the time, and that's you figured out that plexus is the way to be and go, great, fucking be a multi-level marketing plexus person. But don't make me be a multi-level marketing plexus person.
I'm not going to sell Juice Plus.
Don't force me to be an Avon worker. You can sell it all you want. That can be your
side
religion.
Hustle. Yeah, get your side hustle.
Your religion can be, don't make me, hey, look, I love it that you like to run. I love it that you like to jog, and it's great for you that you get to jog around a neighborhood. You can jog a 5K. You can do a run. I'm happy for you that you found that thing that you love. Don't make me fucking do it. I don't want to have to do it. And that's exactly what religion is. It's the way that these people act is that I figured it out, and this is the way to fucking do it, and nobody else can do it a different way. And if somebody does it a different way, we have to, because they go after the most vulnerable people every fucking time. Every fucking time they get in their mind that something's deviant. It's never, they don't ever go after somebody like me. I've never had a church yell at me. You know what I mean? I've never had a church tell me I was wrong or bad.
When you were listening to the Marilyn Manson CDs.
I did actually one time. I'll be candid right here. I did get a White Zombie CD broken once because it was La Sexorcisto Devil Music Volume 1, and I was at my mom's house for the summer, and they were going through a Christian phase, and they broke all my CDs and also ripped up all my cigarettes that me and Jason had to go steal something to get $40 to buy 2 cartons of cigarettes.
Right.
It's like they ripped up all my cigarettes too. I was 13. I wasn't going to be able to just go buy cigarettes. So he helped me figure out how to get cigarettes to take with me on my trip. And then they got broken within like 2 days.
That sucks.
Yeah,
that sucks.
But they broke a CD. But I mean, it was like by that time I had already turned like pretty anti-authority. I was like, "Fuck you! I love the devil."
Yeah, great. Nice.
But yeah, so that law really set me off this week. I'm heartbroken.
I just want to say, I dedicate that last bong rip to Jeff Barrois, the eminent prof on Twitter.
Yeah, he's a good boy. He's a good teacher.
I don't know how to say his name at all.
Brett's done 15 bong hits since we've been talking about the trans.
If we had a fucking hookah right now, I would be so into it. Just keep keep that shit burning. Keep that kaya burning.
You can't do it, man. I've vaped twice since I got here. You don't need that much.
I love it this much.
So we got a second law from Columbus. that is another one that's going to get us going.
Okay.
Columbus City Council is looking to impose legislation that would address the issue of aggressive panhandling.
I saw this. I got all my emails. All my Columbus emails came in, and they were
don't
talking
read the
about
comments on those. Do
I know.
not read
No, I check them.
Did you read them?
Yeah, I checked them.
They're going to be bad. I haven't looked at them, but I know what they are, though.
They didn't stir up too much.
It's when this is the type of issue that liberals will get behind.
It's everybody.
Too. So
everybody's into hating on homeless people.
Yeah, so it's kind of like liberals and conservatives. Like the only ally is like people like us. There's not really a lot of allies for homeless people. I think people pretend to care.
Well,
and
some
like,
people do volunteer though at
churches,
shelters and stuff.
Churches
do pick up the slack on that.
Pick up some slack, but they'll also like be like, "Have you thought about also loving Jesus Christ?"
We have a prescriptive lifestyle for you based upon our multi-level marketing scam.
Yeah, so now we put church under multi-level marketing. It's like Plexus or Juice Plus or any of those things. Church is there too.
Yes, exactly.
This is the second thing. On Wednesday, members of council gave members of the community a chance to offer feedback on proposed legislation that was based on community input from a March 2018 hearing.
Okay.
The new legislation enforces the following: knowingly touching or grabbing another person or their property without consent while attempting to engage in distribution. I never had that happen. I'm a white guy though. I'm like a big guy.
Oh my God, dude. I had the craziest one.
What happened?
There's a man, my exit, when I get off the freeway, there's somebody flying a sign there usually. And this guy, I gave him $5 and he started breaking down crying and like grabbed my arm and just like, and then I gave him $20 more. And then I was just, then the light turned green and I just fucking drove away. But he was like fucking losing it.
You have this beautiful moment, but the light turns green and you have to leave and it's all over. That's beautiful though. I mean, I don't know if it's beautiful. So somebody shouldn't. Like, it should be easier to get $25.
Sure,
I think.
sure.
Like,
we've always agreed there should be like a part of the post office job should be given $25 to somebody that needs it.
I think $250 anytime you need it.
Sure. On demand, $250.
I've got this whole thing.
Get you a dinner and a place to stay.
Yeah, if anybody could just listen. Maybe fill out a paper and you get $250. Like there's maybe
you gotta present your case.
Yeah, maybe there's a hoop, but I think anybody should be able to. It should be very easy to get $250.
Right.
I've actually figured out that the amount of money that would make my life perfect is $200,000. I just need one $200,000 check and I'd feel so happy.
Forever?
I think so. Yeah, I think I could do well on a $200,000 check.
Spend it all. You would buy a boat and be like, I got $200,000. Are you serious? Why do I care?
No, I'm saying I'll pay my loans.
Okay.
My student loans.
That's
my
smart.
wife's student
Penny
loans.
Hoarder would recommend that. That's
pay my car off.
Okay.
Right? And then
you got to buy another one of those. They don't last forever.
Just pay my rent for the rest of the 1 year.
Okay.
And then I would have my shit together by the end of that year. Like, the gamble is that, like, I'm starting back at fucking zero. I want to get to zero. Okay. If I could get to zero now, I would be in the best fucking shape ever.
Sure.
I can't get to zero now. By the time I started making enough money from my job to do something, I'm now like $85,000 in debt. Sure. I'm never getting out. It's never happening. And all because I decided to go to stupid college. Like, it just, that makes me mad. So
you learned a lot of good stuff, though.
I did. This show isn't what it is if I didn't go to school. It actually doesn't happen if I didn't go to school because I wouldn't have been able to buy that 4 years. I would have had to get a real job somehow.
Can we write off your college as like a business expense?
I fucking wish.
Let's write off your payments as a business expense.
It's $200,000. I bet you if you gave any person $200,000, they'd be fine. That's like grinding money.
goddamn. I mean, I'd be chopping blades fine.
Yeah, exactly. You'd be just done with the loans. Done with the student loans. They're over. Actually, just get rid of the student loans. And I'll pay off the rest of my debt.
Have you looked at how much houses cost, though?
I'm not buying a house. I don't want a house.
That's what I would want.
I don't have any interest in a house.
I would love to have no rent because think about like not having to pay your rent every single month. Dude. How fucking ballin' you'd be then.
My daughter's gonna be 14 in like 4 months. That's 4 years away from 18, and I don't even have to own a house anymore.
Sure.
I could not own a house.
Sure, you're
right.
I
could not rent. I could fucking go buy a $3,000 Winnebago and live in it. I could get a 1-bedroom apartment.
You could also try to get into house flipping and do like one terrible job and then convince a listener to buy it.
No, I'm not going to flip a house. My plan for $200,000 is to get to 0 and then have a little bit left over, you know, so I can.
For what? Like organic avocados?
Weed.
Okay.
Probably. I'll buy some weed.
Okay.
I'll probably get some mushrooms.
Okay. Like a growing kit.
Yeah. Probably like 20 kilos of kratom because I know they're going to make it illegal.
Eventually.
You know? And pills. Some pills.
Okay.
A TV. I'd get a new TV.
Okay.
I need a new TV. My TV speakers are blown. And it's the most Bobo TV ever made. It's a plasma. I have a plasma. So it's not doing great. Knowingly following another person while attempting to engage in distribution after receiving affirmative communication that the person is unwilling, unable to participate. Coming within 3 feet of an individual actively using an ATM. Obstructing a highway, street, sidewalk, railway, waterway, elevator, aisle, highway, entrance, or exit to which the public has reasonable expectation of a package. Now, like, people are probably thinking, some of these are, people are probably thinking, like, some of these maybe, you shouldn't, it's rude to go to somebody when they're at the ATM.
Yeah.
Like, that's a private place. Or, like, I don't want people touching people and making them uncomfortable. I just don't think that these are going to be enforced in a way. Like, they sound... Like, you could read these and say, this sounds reasonable. It's not. It's not. It will be enforced in such an unreasonable way.
Well, and the thing about it is that there's already laws on the book from, like, harassing people or intimidating people or beating them up or... Do it. You can't, like... They don't have free reign to, like... hustle you out of your money or throw you up against a fucking wall. Yeah. Right? I mean, that's still fucking illegal before this law was made.
Yes. Yeah. There's a bunch of laws on the books about assault and touching people.
Already.
Yeah.
So this is specifically made to add, like, petty charges. Right.
It's a good way. It's a way to get people kicked. It's a way to put homeless people in jail.
Yeah.
They've been wanting to put homeless people. They always want to put homeless people in jail. I've talked many times on this show about going to a jail for a field trip when I was in college, and the jail psychiatrist telling us, well, you know, we actually provide shelter for the homeless too. This isn't all bad. And it's like, it's fucking jail, dude.
Yeah.
It's fucking jail.
It's not shelter.
Yeah. This is jail. This isn't good. But this was really this really bothers me because I don't think that it's that huge of an issue in the city. I don't feel like it's that big of an issue. And I feel like you don't treat an issue like this by just throwing people in jail. This should be a way to kind of take the temperature of how the city's doing. How many people are out there that need...
I saw a response to this. I think it was linked from Columbus Navigator, which one of my favorite sites in Columbus now, actually. And they had mentioned that there was experiments done in cities where they found like the top 100 users of the ER. Mm-hmm. Were home, like a percentage of them were homeless.
Yeah, because they can't go anywhere else.
Right, and so they ended up taking like a percentage of that population and providing them with houses. Yeah, and the hospital saved like so much fucking money.
Yeah,
just by diverting their funds that they would spend trying to treat people that we've discarded by just actually providing some sort of level of care, like that saves a ton of money.
Yeah. And I'm always of the belief also that giving the police something else to do.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's like, I don't want to do unless
it's
once
cleaning.
Again,
I mean, all you got to say, I mean, really, it's like refereeing in fucking baseball.
Yeah.
there's no camera to back it up. If some cop says, I saw you within 3 feet of that ATM, you're going to fucking jail. What are you going to do?
Yeah. Or, yeah, exactly, too. Like, there's no... And people are going to use this also to get themselves out of uncomfortable situations, too. That they should just handle because it's part of living... Like, it's part of living in a city.
Well, it's part of living in a world where we don't offer any sort of services to these people or offer any sort of stewardship. Yeah.
We offer them jail. Yeah.
It's just doesn't make sense. It doesn't work on paper. Like, to waste all this time punishing these people, it just emboldens the police, gives them more money, and costs us more in the long run.
More power. The police that really are the Columbus Police Department, who is really responsible with whatever power they have. I guess we can talk about that next. The Comfest.
Can I talk about something first?
Yes. Yeah, go for it.
We have in Columbus, Ohio now our very own scooters. What were those San Francisco scooters
Lime
called?
bike. Bike.
Columbus, Ohio now has the Lime bike. And I am in the neighborhood that they targeted. And there are fucking bicycles strewn all over the goddamn sidewalks. Everywhere I go. People are just ghost riding those things into a fucking tree. It's awful. No one is using them. I've yet to see someone using them.
Yeah.
I've seen like 19 of them parked near like a busy intersection, and then I've seen one of them upside down on a fucking bike trail 15 miles away.
So now you understand. Like, I was always just kind of like, just step over the damn scooter, but there's a lot of them.
Well, this is a situation. It's like some tech asshole dude got a hold of $100,000 or whatever the fuck it was, and now we're dealing with this thing.
Yeah, now we have to go
this
around
pet
and
project.
Fucking step over a bike. Fucking get out of our car and move the goddamn bike as we're driving.
Right, and once again, this could have been. This is once again, he could have just bought bike. They could have just bought bikes for people that need them. You know, it would reduce the strain on the bus system.
Yes. Yeah.
They could have just said, we're going to use this money to buy 300 bicycles. If you're in need of a bicycle, let us know.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we have bikes here.
I have a fucking bike.
Well, no, we have...
But the people in our neighborhoods, they're into bikes or they drive to work. I mean, there isn't a lot of people that are on the fence that they're not going to just grab a bike and go.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's
just not how it is. In Columbus, you can drive anywhere you want. The most I spend in the car is like 24 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely right. I guess like, oh shit, somebody just said that 60% of Portland arrests were homeless last year.
It's easy targets, dude. It's fish in a barrel.
Yeah, they it's so easy to fucking bust them because nobody's gonna defend them in court or even if the police come, they're like, oh, the police are over there doing that. Let's get away. Yeah, that is crazy.
And it's just really, it's one of those things where you look around and you realize you're in, you're sharing the world with other people, right? Like you said, we live in the city, and so many people are not willing to own up to the fact that this is how we are treating folks at the bottom.
But they don't want to. And you're right. Like, there are a lot of people, and this is, I think, a recent phenomenon. I don't know, like, fairly recent phenomenon that, like, it used to be believed that if you live in a city, you're living in a community, you're part of a community, and part of the reason you live there is because you want to be where things are.
Right. You're living on top of each other.
Yeah, we live in the city because we want to be where things are going on and we want to be where things are. But there's like a class of people in the city now who generally, obviously they're the same class that are problems with fucking everything, but they believe that their city experience should be like basically being in a mall,
a suburb,
clean mall, and that's not what the city is. Like, you can't just say that these people don't have a right to exist. Where do they go? What happens to a homeless person who's panhandling if they can't panhandle without being harassed by the police.
Well, if you're gonna riddle them with charges too, I mean, what do you really want to banish them to fucking jail forever?
Yeah, or ban it. I mean, and when you start asking about what they want, like what do they want? Like that, not the. I'm talking about like the people who complain about it. Like, what do they want? Well, like, what do they want to be? What do they really in their mind want to be done with these people? Not like what they say they want. Oh, we'd love them to all have a house. But that's not realistic. So, okay, now that that's not realistic, where do they go? Where do they go?
The bad part of town. I mean, you have to move. Traditionally, I would move to the suburbs, but now the city is the hip place to be. You have to all move out. And I want to live here, go away somewhere else. I mean,
that is it. They just want them. They just want people
gone,
and they don't care where they go.
I don't want my neighborhood like this. I don't want to see this. I don't want to be a part of this. I don't want to acknowledge this. I don't want to know about it. I don't want this to be it. I demand it.
It's annoying.
I'm Farouk Assault.
I mean, they're just saying
it's the permit patty thing that popped off.
Jesus Christ, that woman, get out of town with her.
She
just doesn't want to be inconvenient. She wants to live where the things are, right? I don't even know if she does want to live where the things are, really.
Well, I'll tell you. I mean, we'll get into you were starting to talk about this, but when we were at ComFest, there was a young kid that came up to us that was walking around everybody in the crowd and said, "I'm selling candy for my basketball team. Would you like to buy some? It's a fundraiser." And so I bought some because, like, the food that they make there is great, but it's not Sour Patch Kids. And that's what this kid had, right?
Right.
He had Sour Patch Kids.
Yeah.
He had Reese's Pieces.
Because he knows what people want. He's a damn kid.
He ain't
bringing you bonbons or nothing.
But when I stopped, when after I bought it, somebody was like, "Oh man, you got caught up that you got like taken or whatever." And I'm like, I didn't get taken. I don't give a fuck what he spent that money on, you know? Like it was what I wanted at the time.
Right. Who gives a shit? Like, if it really went to a basketball game or not. Like, I always generally tend to think that they do end up going to a basketball team.
A lot of it does.
And if it doesn't, who fucking cares?
I don't.
Who fucking cares? What if it went to action figures? Then would you feel bad? Like, oh my God, he went and bought a Funko Pop. No. It strictly has to be for basketball players because that's what he asked for. He asked for money for basketball players.
He probably bought brand new Jordans.
Right. And they don't, here's the fucking thing. They don't have a problem with the guy that holds a bloody picture of Jesus up on a big pole and screams at people as they walk into the festival. Nobody has they have a problem with him, but the police don't like remove him or anything.
Yeah, that was a weird thing this year. We're talking about ComFest. It stands for Community Fest in Columbus, Ohio, every single year in the month of June. There's a public park called Goodale Park, quite large.
Yeah, it's a beautiful park, actually. It's a big one for the city. I mean, it's not like Central Park size, but it's as close as it gets in our city.
There's a fountain. There's a gazebo stage, and there's playgrounds. There's tennis courts. And so the whole thing gets taken over. Everyone basically throws a blanket on the ground, listens to local music. The beer this year was all locally brewed stuff. The money raised usually goes. This year they were collecting tips actually for homeless people. It was for a homeless shelter thing, is what the tips at the beer tents were.
Okay.
They end up raising money, you know, for a few years ago they did one. They what was it? Sick days. They were raising the issue of everybody getting paid for sick days.
Yeah.
So. And there's a lot of communists there. There's socialists.
The
radical.
DSA sells the wine.
The DSA is in charge of the wine at our ComFest, if that makes you understand it more, I guess.
It used to be the Communist Party, but they don't do as much of Ohio, so the DSA ended up taking it over. So
it started in like the 70s, so it was like during the free love, peace, man.
It's also
shit.
Can I say something really important about it? You can spend the whole day there for free and not spend a fucking dollar.
That's true.
There.
You can bring snack. We brought a bunch of snacks and food and a secret marijuana tincture and alcohol.
We brought a bunch of weed.
Yeah.
And that's traditional too for ComFest. Traditionally,
You can smoke weed there openly.
Yeah, from the first years that I was going, you could smoke weed there, and it was just perfectly fine. If you wanted to smoke weed in a park, you just did. The police didn't bother you at all. They actually kind of stood on the perimeter of the park, and they never came into the park.
That was the tradition, was that they would stay at the corners and be called in only when necessary.
And it's
it's changed recently,
right? It's because it's a community festival, and police are not part of the community.
No,
they're enemies of the community. But
the community wants to get litty.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. I saw them arrest, but this year, in the past few years, it's gotten more and more invasive, to the point where last year there was actually a controversy about somebody on a jazz stage wanting to cover "Fuck the Police." That became like a big problem last year.
I remember that.
Yeah, and so this year, and there was the year that you didn't move back yet, but there was the year I kept sending you pictures of the scissor lift, the police scissor lift that they had.
That monitoring station, yeah, they had those big white, like the big white. It looks like a mini Winnebago or something, like an Airstream, just a mini trailer that they pull up and look at everybody. So
this started happening. I don't remember what year it was, but a guy was on acid and he stabbed himself to death. Himself, nobody else, himself, and he was tripping. And they said, this thing's getting out of hand. It's getting violent. The police need to take a more proactive role in policing Comfest.
Right.
So now they walk through the park and they stand around like fucking hall monitors, dude.
Yeah.
Like when you're sitting and you're enjoying your vibe and you turn around and look and there's just two fucking cops standing there. Like, what is that? I felt like I was in fucking school. I felt like I needed to ask them if I could go to the fucking bathroom.
Yeah, that's the same. I mean, I was like, I had a one-hitter on me, and I was trying my hardest not to get caught with it because I was so fucking afraid.
Because they were just putting people in handcuffs and taking them out of the place. I saw them doing it over and over again over the weekend. I kept seeing them, and it was just really like, we saw one person, Yeah, we saw one person they had his backpack in his hand. I saw a couple other people on the other side because I kept seeing them and yelling boo at them.
There was a dick groper there, dude. Did you read that?
I didn't actually. Did they arrest him?
Yeah. Well, no. Actually, they didn't need the police. Some sex predator like grabbed a kid.
Oh, whoa.
And then the dude's dad just like ended up tackling the guy, and I mean at that point like you just get fed to the piranhas, and I feel like whatever happens.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't see that, but I just also don't think that that was something that this is a big public place, and if people saw it happening, it'd be taken.
No,
the police.
I mean, like,
it's not a dangerous festival. It's not dangerous for groups of people to get together.
No,
that's what we're fed. We're taught to believe that when a big group of people gets together and gathers in the same place, that is dangerous. Like you're in a dangerous situation.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing too about it that's so to me when I thought was like, this is what everybody wants the park to be. Like everybody thinks like we don't even have to buy fucking beer from somebody. We could bring our own fucking beer to this, you know? People could bring their own cases of beer to the park, and bands could play on the fucking stages every single goddamn day.
No, yeah, that could happen anytime.
But this time it happens and everybody just goes wild for it. And that's all I think about is like, this is what the park should be. Because, you know, I go to like the free spray grounds and the parks and all the things around the city, and nobody's fucking using them. They're so sparsely attended.
Because there's nothing you can't do.
You're not allowed to. Yeah, you can't. I mean, if you're by yourself smoking weed at the park, you're going to fucking jail.
Yeah.
Maybe at Comfest they just kick you out and tell you to go away.
They don't. They probably put you in jail. Yeah. They were putting people in handcuffs and carrying. I mean, they get to get a bunch of people, right? Yeah. I've seen a lot of. I've seen it get like the, and I still love Comfest because it is really a place. We were talking about this the other day. There are a lot of people in town that think Comfest is dead because it gets more and more popular every year. More people show up, but there are no corporations involved in it at all. It's all volunteer run. The bank doesn't get a booth there. You
No,
know,
right.
Insurance companies don't get.
No
a
one's
booth
handing
there.
swim bags out.
It's just people's
Like weird jewelry.
Yeah,
There's lots of old records. Church of Scientology has a booth.
Druids have a booth. Polyamory people have a booth. Communists.
Marijuana legalization people have a booth.
It's just people with different
There was a
causes.
glitter booth where you could get the glitter beard, which I missed out on.
Hannah
Lots
was
of
there.
henna, yeah.
Yeah, you'd have got that glitter beard and somebody would have taken a picture of it. Then there would be an op-ed in like BuzzFeed, like, men are getting their beards glittered.
Right.
Look at this man.
I've already read it, actually.
Yeah. So, yeah, I just, it's so nefarious that the police, that they treat it like when a group of people gathers, it's dangerous.
It's going to be a problem.
Actually,
It's not.
Yeah, I don't think so. I had a really fun.
I mean, and the thing about ComFest, once again, because you're right, it's free, and the people buy the beers because they know it goes for a good cause. But if you can't afford the beers, you can have a red cup. No one complains about red cups.
Nobody's looking for you. They used to not. Like the organizers don't. The police will bust you with a red cup.
Maybe.
And it's just.
But I think it's one of those situations where everybody can be there. It is something where I see patriotic T-shirts and I see burn the American flag T-shirts there.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. It's every sort of thing, and it's not. There's not conservative booths.
There is no conservative booths.
I mean, I guess like if you consider, I can't think of anything that even gets libertarians show up. The hippie ones.
I listened to a speech from a libertarian candidate while I was there.
They also do drum circles, which blow my mind every time I see them because I'm like, I don't enjoy this at all.
Well, it works like a choir. You just throw enough noise together, like. If 500 people do noise together, it sounds like something.
I feel guilty because I know there's no way that there's not a ton of fans of this show that like drum circles.
Well, yeah, you're a buzzkill, dude.
I just don't enjoy.
You're just a buzzkill.
I do like watching it though. I like watching it, but yeah, I
like watch people beating their fucking hearts out on a drum.
Yeah,
into nothingness.
Yeah, it's just really hard. It's like I wish that we could have. Things where the state isn't like looking to bust people, and maybe I notice it. Maybe I notice it more than other people too. When like Joe Bonamassa fans see the cops at the fireworks, they probably think, "Oh, that's great, we're safe here." I don't feel safe, and even if somebody came and attacked, I still wouldn't like feel any safer with the police there. What the fuck are the police gonna do?
No.
There's plenty of those concealed carry guys bopping around, you know. I'll take my chances, you know.
Yeah.
I was really depressed to see all the cops. I'm still, like I said, I'm gonna go every year because my opinion is like if you have the opportunity, this is the one time of year where you have the opportunity to put socialism or communism or anarchism in the face of the most normal of the normies.
Yeah.
And they show up to see it, and they get your reading material. They think it's interesting. Oh, that's neat what you're doing in there. People said that to us a lot. Oh, y'all doing a podcast?
Right.
I love podcasts. I listen to all the ones on NPR. That bums me out every time. I'm like,
right.
I like NPR a lot. Fucking radio, man. That's just the radio.
Check us out. Yeah.
Check out Street Fight, man. We'll give you some new opinions. We did. One person was talking to Brett, and they were like, "How have I not heard of you?" And Brett, he's talking to him. I'm working on the computer, and they're like, "How have I not heard of you?" And he's like, we're kind of a little like NPR, but. And she was like, "Oh man, I'm like NPR." Like basically, she was like so excited. She's like, "I'm a lot like NPR."
Yeah.
And we were like, "We're probably to the left of them." And she's like, "What? How does that happen?" Like she thought that like the furthest left.
Right.
Is NPR. And I'm like, it's not even
we
marginally.
Go beyond it. Yeah.
It's the most centrist thing. We do. We go beyond it. We go to the left of NPR. I know. It's hard to believe.
Unbelievable.
It's nuts. So, yeah, that was the little ComFest, I guess, thing. It was beautiful, though. I really enjoyed it.
It was a good year. There's always a good moment with the kids dancing. Your niece was asked to go up front. She asked me, which she probably asked me or she probably asked you. But
because we're the only idiots that'll stick our head in a speaker.
Yeah, that'll go up front. I don't mind.
We like noise.
I don't mind it. Yeah, I wanna level up. Keep amping up the volume. So we go up there, and she was dancing around in front of everybody, and then she like reached out and grabbed my hand, and it felt like a Lifetime or like a Disney movie.
Yeah.
And then everything broke loose.
Yeah, I danced at a concert we went to this week too, and like my wife posted it, and she said a lot of the people at her work were like, "Your husband dances?" And I'm like, "Yeah, at a concert I dance." It's kind of like, what the fuck do you do at a concert? You politely watch?
Sit down in your chair? Take it all in?
You can make... I was dancing with my daughter. But yeah, so... We also went to another place where they let you bring stuff in, too. Like, at outdoor concerts, I used to hate them growing up because I was like, the sound quality is less than perfect. But now I'm like, man, they let you bring stuff to the show. You can bring a bottle of water. You can bring in some eats. You sneak in some alcohol.
Well, yeah, I mean, Riverbend?
Yeah,
they really did let us get all that in.
I got one last story, and we're getting out of here. 2 Assumption Parish Sheriff's deputies wearing a department uniform were denied service while visiting a St. Francisville restaurant recently. The department's public information officer, Lonnie Cavalier, that is the coolest name I've ever heard.
Wow.
There has never been a cooler name than Lonnie Cavalier, wasted on a goddamn cop.
Yeah, wow, that sucks.
I probably would have written
I'm imagining like a Confederate soldier now. Does he dress up like a full Confederate soldier with like a skinny sword?
He should have to change his name. You can't be both a cop and a Lonnie.
Lonnie Cavalier. That sounds like a great brand of cologne.
I would wear it. Yeah. Smells like cigarettes with a little bit of Mountain Dew.
Okay.
And the pledge, the lemon pledge.
Oh, lemon pledge.
Because that's what Lonnie's used to clean everything. They buy the generic lemon pledge.
The dollar store.
Spray it on fucking everything and wipe it down, you know.
Okay.
So Lonnie, I don't even want to go past the rest of the story. After Lonnie Cavalier being a cop is a real bummer.
Yeah, that sucks.
Employees, Cavalier said the 2 deputies were attending a training seminar and stopped at the Burger King when they were not allowed to order. Employees laughed, Cavalier said, through the drive-through speaker when deputies asked if they could not get food because they were law enforcement. Cavalier said the deputies were told they were out of food, from burgers to chicken, and received the snickering response when they asked for clarification. Can we do a live show from the St. Francisville Burger King?
Yeah, I want
Those people deserve our humor better than anything.
Yeah, I want to buy them something, a vacation or something.
Listen to these cops. Hold on. The only response, I'm going to read it like the only response was laughter, he said. And any discussion came after the deputies had to sit in their patrol car for a while after being greeted. They sat there for an extended period of time before someone finally let them order, Cavalier told the Blue Lives Matter blog.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
This didn't happen. By the way, this just didn't happen.
Yeah.
Lonnie Cavalier isn't real.
No.
Police officer Lonnie Cavalier is fake, I think.
That's a fictional character.
When one of the deputies tried to get the attention of employees at the window, they were ignored, Cavalier said.
Just go away then if you're not liked.
We don't want you here.
Yeah, I mean, haven't you ever been unwanted before? Just figure something out.
You're a cop. I know you've been unwanted before.
You know you're not liked. It's part of the fucking job, asshole.
It is part of the job. I
mean, there's probably a Burger King 1.9 miles away from this. Another one where you can just go get chicken rings and be fine.
Or McDonald's. Or anything, really.
Yeah.
I find it highly fucking hard to believe that the only restaurant there was a Burger King.
Yeah, there was a Sonic right across the street.
And other restaurants might give you Blue Lives Matter discount.
Yeah, you're right. You might get the freebie. You might hit a jackpot. Sometimes you come up with fucking donuts, man. You get nothing. It's all zeros. Sometimes you get yourself a free fucking haircut. You're a cop, man. Figure it out.
Burger King is not a safe space for you.
Yeah, stop fucking complaining.
God, that makes me like Burger King. He could hear them inside laughing, but no one would come to the window.
That's amazing. We used to do that to this guy named Nathan that we fucking hated. We would invite him over, and then we would just pretend we weren't there.
We did quite a few of those.
And he would just beat on the windows for like 25 minutes. Just like to a level where like, this guy is so pathetic, dude. Why would he want to hang out with us? Why would he want to be around us? Like, why would you take this abuse?
Turning that on the
like,
police.
Grow a pair, dude.
Turning that on the police is nice, though. Now
yeah, that's a great way to use that tactic. I practice on Nathan. Well, Nathan had a Confederate flag on his wall, too, in his bedroom.
Okay, cool, yeah. I mean, yeah, fuck Nathan.
Yeah, fuck all the Nathans.
They were embarrassed and humiliated, Cavalier told Blue Lives Matter. This is new for us. We've not had that kind of relationship with any vendors ever. Well, it sounds like you're living a fucking privileged lifestyle.
Times are changing.
Yeah.
This is the new world. Find a friendly Burger King somewhere else. Yeah.
What is troubling is that these same Burger King employees, in the event of a robbery was occurring at the time, would have it. That's how it's written. I'm reading it as
this
it's
is
written.
This is the editorial.
Would have been expected these two deputies to take a bullet for them, and those deputies would have. No. That's two false statements. I don't think a cop will ever take a bullet for me. Ever.
No.
And
they just stand behind the cars and let the bad guys shoot at them.
I did just watch that Evil Genius documentary where the guy had the bomb thing around his neck and the cops just stood behind the car and said, do not move, until his head blew up. So it's like, they come in and fill out the paperwork after the robbery ends.
Yeah, remember that cop down in Florida that with the school shooting that was just like, I'm not gonna go in there.
I'll fill out the paperwork when it's over. I'll fill out the report.
I'll help with cleanup duties.
Yeah, the actions of the
I don't think I mean, like, if some maniac is coming in here to kill fucking people, why would you run in there anyway? I mean, I don't know. Wouldn't expect you to do that. Yeah. You know? Like, try to help out any way you can, but I don't think you should take a bullet over this fucking $30 in the register. We could just give it to this fucking person, not let him use the gun on us, you know?
It's usually that's usually the deal.
Stop. Just, like, let him have the register and get out of here, dude. Stop pulling your fucking gat on people.
Who really has faith that the police would get there at the right time?
No, they don't. I mean, like I said, they just show up and are like, do you think we really should fill out a report on this? You think we're gonna actually catch the person?
Yeah, and they're the ones that and these cops aren't getting involved in a robbery situation. They were sad because they couldn't get a Whopper because the teens in the Burger King were laughing at them. Like, I don't think.
Yeah, they aren't hardened for battle.
No, they aren't hardened at all.
They aren't hardened for the type of battle you'd get into at a Burger King robbery. You know.
What are these sad stuff? They tell.
I mean, Burger King robbery is going to be with a goddamn airsoft gun, anyways.
Yeah. What are they? I mean, like, what is with these stories where like people are mean to the cops and the cops get hurt feelings? Well, like, why is that like a thing?
And they got the stats are out there, man. Being a bartender is more dangerous than being a cop.
Oh yeah. I've read them all. There's a bunch of jobs that are more dangerous than being a cop. People in the chat are saying, God bless the Burger King.
Yeah.
So,
you can't take a hint.
Yeah. We just don't want them. Sometimes it's going to be fucking controversial. That's been happening a lot lately, dude. Sarah Huckabee Sanders defended indefinite detention for asylum seekers in children's jails. So she went to eat somewhere and somebody was like, oh, I don't want to cook food for you, and kicked her out of their restaurant. That's a reasonable thing to do. You know? Oh, you bother me. You're kicked out. Look, if I go to Chick-fil-A and you want to kick me out and not serve me, I mean, okay, you know, like, I don't get on with that Chick-fil-A politics, you know? Yeah. So I guess I can't eat there. It's not really like all the press and stuff were acting like it was just this huge deal being denied service at a restaurant because you're a piece of trash. And that's really the thing. It's like you don't get to turn it off. You don't get to turn being a cop off. Do you understand what I'm saying? So,
Right.
like, you get all these benefits from being a cop. You get all these extra privileges from being a cop. You don't get to, like, just be like, oh, but now I want a Whopper, so I'm not a cop. I'm not down with all that cop shit.
Right. You're living that cop life. It's paying with cop money.
Yeah. This is cop money.
Dirty money.
I don't want your cop money, Lonnie Cavalier.
Oh my God, what a great name.
Still depressed about Lonnie. All right,
imagine that. I'm just imagining like a real big ass blonde mustache flowing in the wind.
Me too. The blonde goatee.
Like a General Custer.
Like a tobacco, like there's a tobacco stank.
Yeah.
They smoke unfiltered cigarettes.
Right.
Fucking bike with mags on it.
Yeah. It's about to get your ass.
It's an extremely that's a new wrinkle to Lonnie, but they love a bike with mags on them.
I loved mine.
They have a bike with mags with a water bottle holder, 20 ounce of Mountain Dew in it. Boom. That's a Lonnie, baby.
Growing up Lonnie style.
All right, we're done.
Well,
God bless the Burger King, Jeffrey. I agree.
Thank you for listening to Street Fight Radio. We do this every single week, 2 times a week. We also have a bonus show where Brian or I, but mostly Brian, talks to people that he likes and is interested in having a conversation with. So you can get that over on Patreon, patreon.com. It's a website where you can support the people that make the things that make you laugh. We are over there for $1 a month. You get access to our bonus shows. For $3 a month, you get access to our digital zine. It has exclusive writing and art from listeners, friends, and us. So get into that. We are also offering physical copies of that zine for $8 a month. And the other way that we make this show work is by selling quasi-legal brain tonics like CBD and Kratom. So if you're interested in Kratom, we now have up to 1 kilo. I just sent my first kilo of Kratom in the mail to somebody. So we're on all day. If you're looking for it, white, red, green, and yellow, Kratom is available at store.streetfightradio.com. We also now have available CBD pills. I want to say that the isolate for $35 is the best deal that you can get on it if you want to make your own little mixture with CBD. But if you're looking for a pill or tincture, that has been added. So very simple to get 20 milligrams of CBD every single day added to your regimen. There's even one, a sleeping pill that has melatonin in it.
Your CBD regimen. That's part of your regimen.
You don't have a pill? You don't take like some vitamins or pills and shit?
I do. I don't take CBD though because it tends to kind of make me feel tired in the middle of the day. So I kind of lean back from that during the day.
Well, I wake and bake every single day. Every day. Every day I wake and bake.
Get in my belly.
So
fat bastard.
I wake up and I'm like super confused and fucking rocking and rolling, and the CBD like just clarifies everything, gets me on track to make sure that I can take care of all my duties.
The morning one especially?
Yeah, it solves the problems of being high before 11 a.m.
That is, I can't do that.
But if you're interested in any of that, store.streetfightradio.com is the place to check it out. There's a Kratom sampler pack, and you can also get a little half gram of CBD for pretty cheap. So if you're interested, let us know. We will answer all your questions, even though Brian wants to let you know he is not a doctor. He's just a guy that Googled how to do Kratom on the internet.
Yeah, that's everybody asks me how to do it, and I'm like, you should just, you're on the internet right now. I think that's how I did it. I can give you what I do, but what I do is probably not the best way to ever do anything. As you might know, I'm a glutton. I'm what they call a glutton. My
advice is just try a teaspoon at first, and if it's not enough, try 2, and then go for a tablespoon. And maybe it doesn't work for you, which is a very slim number of people, because that shit will make you feel fucking rock and roll. You can find us on iTunes. You can find us on Stitcher. You can also call into the show. WCRS is taking your calls every single Sunday, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can listen live at WCRSFM.org. We'll see ya. Peace.